one thing about your midterms, they're being late. There were grade penalties, so if you saw some grade penalties because they were really, really late, unless there was a discussion or there was a doctor's note of some sort. Now, why am I telling you right now as I'm recording this is because for the final, there will not be any late submissions permitted. And why do I say that? Is because you have to present in class. That's part of your grade. The final will need to be submitted before the class is due. Meaning, we start Thursday at 1 p.m. Chances are we'll have it make due before Thursday, like on Wednesday. The good news about that is that, if I'm not mistaken, I discussed with you, I can give you 2 weeks to work on your final in class. I think we discussed that, correct? So in 2 weeks, like the last 2 weeks of December, meaning around beginning of December basically, we are gonna do your finals and we're gonna go over like little steps here and whatever anyone has any issues with sketching or anything that they feel like they cannot do in Photoshop or Illustrator because they're having complications. I will be demoing those types of steps, like how do you problem solve. But for the final, I am not accepting anything late, and automatically you don't submit it. When I say late, I also mean of that day. For example, you can be late maybe by an hour or two just because of the submission, but it will not be the day off. The day off is not gonna, the day of class is not gonna be when it's supposed to be submitted. So the day that it was supposed to be submitted, and I looked at the calendar, it's going to be, it's gonna be the 18th or the 17th. And between those days, you have to figure it out. As penalty grade 2, anytime you're late, even if it's a minute late, it's a 1 grade less. I don't care at this point. I had too many people going too late with these types of assignments when we have plenty of time to work on it in school, and I give you plenty of time also in classroom to work on it as well. Okay? And apart from that, that final presentation, you do have to present to everybody. So it will be about, hopefully it will be about 18 people that do submit it, and they will present in class, and that's it. That's done. But the last 2 weeks, I will make sure, if I were you, I will make sure to use the time wisely to work on your final yourself. Work already gathering what you want to do, how do you want to continue, okay? Okay, that's one. The other thing is, I did like where your finals were going. This is one is Odame's. Hi, Odame. Very well done. I think, so this is really cute. Her flats, very creatively done. She actually even decided to do patterns and things and printouts for those kinds. Like, the other part though is that I felt like sections like these, I think I know where you're going with the puckered smock top, but I think it will have to be redrawn, like showing where the elastic is placed, where all the stitches are done, correct? So that's one. Then we have Alejandro. I don't know if you guys remember how Alejandro's mood page looked before, but this looks much better, like identifying where his direction, the color palette, and then the customer. He edited. It used to be a lot darker, and not because you cannot have darker things, but it's hard sometimes for the viewer to look at things. So the only thing that I told Alejandro was, I think now it's time to look at your sketches and really modify them to your collection now, okay? Then we have De La Rosa. This is very cute. Wait. This is really cute, yeah. This is really cute. I like where she goes. It used to be a lot more different pictures of brats, but I do think she edited it down to just have the key images, and I feel like that makes a better presentation. And because she's having more fun with the color stories. The only thing I did mention to her, the customer profile, it's not, I don't think it's creating a story with the mood page and the other rest. Maybe it's just a pink world. You give me so much pink, and then out of nowhere it's pumpkin spice latte. This is really cute. I can see her customer wearing all of these. The other part that I mentioned was the scale. For example, this top is really small compared to this other top. So try to keep that in mind when you go and present it. But it's just a matter of like tweaking. I feel like everyone has gotten better with doing flat sketches now. And that she showed me her flat sketches in black and white. The other part too, if you keep the same stroke weights throughout, it will make more impactful. Because my eye is going to the ones that are bolded. All right. Then we have Jaden. Yeah, so Jaden's here. I do feel like it's better. I thank you for blocking out Balenciaga. Actually, I don't. That's much better to me because my eye's not going there as much. That's reading Balenciaga. The direction is there. The custom profile is also very, to what I can see. The color story is really good as well. The swatches and then the sketches, really well done. These sketches go really well with his streetwear collection. Like I see where this is going. But the only thing with his sketches, I feel like I'm missing more stitches. And that's just my protocol. I feel like the stitches need to be more noticeable. This is Vanessa's. Very well done too. I do like how abstract it looks. Like I know the shapes, but I don't know where the shapes came from, kind of same thing. I do like the color story, but one of the things that I mentioned to her was, I feel like it could be stronger with less colors. Not because you don't have to I'm not telling you not to use these colors ever again. What I'm trying to say is like the main colors. You can actually add accent colors later into your prints. Love this presentation of your customer profile. She and like the mood page and the customer profile really go together. The way that she's wearing these pants, yes. I'm glad that you see how it happens when you actually put shadows on the pants, then it makes it seem like, oh, the fabric that you used is very flowy. That's what I want you to keep in mind. So we're getting better with rendering too. Gorgeous. Love this dress. So that's one. Then we have Shannon Roper. Now, my only thing with her is like I have spring and then I have winter. Like I get where you're coming from, but I feel like this is greenish, warmth, and then very icy, cool tones, but then your color story is very earthy. I think you might want to relook at this picture and this picture too, just a little bit. Maybe it needs to have not a snowy mountain, maybe it's a mountain that has a little less snow and a little more green. Think about it, but the color palette is here and I can see how you made it into barrel pants. Like I can definitely see this customer too. Then we have, where else? This is Liliana's. I do remember really great way of use of smudge tool in Photoshop. Love the swatches too. Only thing I was thinking about it, and I was like, these two great warm tones are looking a little too similar, so I will just try to see if you can, one of them make it darker, more distinctive. So that way when you create, gorgeous. So that way when you create a more varied prints, which we're gonna do today, it just looks different. So no one needs to because one thing is to see it in your screen and another thing is to see it when you print it. When you print colors, sometimes it might just look the same tone because of the printer. So it gets really hard. So then we have gorgeous. I love where the direction is going. Now I also do know, based on what this style is in your customer, and I know this was the midterm, I think we can change certain tops now. Same with Aya. I love where this is going to. Very springy, very floral, very girly. And she kept the same theme. Love the color palette. The only thing that I did notice with Aya's file was the way that they were filled in were not properly done, but just because when you go back to your sketches and if you use paint to color them, it's not gonna help you when you try to change it. And I'll show you what I mean by that in the homework review. Okay. Then we have Jay Spady, total change. I don't know if you remember what this looked like before. It was a lady on top of a diamond. I think she changed it completely. It looks more directional. I can see now her customer a lot more. She edited a lot, and I do think there's a better theme here. Even the color story looks like a better theme too. It looks more tight, and that clothes that she has, and even though we're missing seams like the armhole seams and some of the right seams as well, I can see where she's going with this. But remember, that was midterm. By the end of this semester, we're gonna be sketching even more. So everyone's getting very, very familiar with the sketching part of things. Then we have Colin Brown. I still stand by this white negative space could be something else or something different, but that's just my opinion. It just looks like the weight is distracting me for everything else. That's me. I also feel like it could easily be this. You get me? Like that's this section. I don't know if we need all of them. That's just me. Now, the mood page with the custom profile are not so tied in. And I think it has to do with you're giving me drama here. You're giving me spooky. You're giving me Japanese thriller, psychological nightmares, right? And here's a customer. She looks a little too brunch. Too brunch. I think we need to think about what else. Maybe she could be more on the artsy side, maybe going to galleries, going to other things that are not the brunch side of things. Maybe a different club. I don't know, but these images are not my favorites because then you use this as a color palette. So these two make sense. The colors, the custom profile, I'm not sold yet. Then we have the sketches. I see where you're going with this, and I can see that she could use it. It's all now it's a matter of where we're gonna go with the color story and the fabrics that you're trying to depict.